Hey guys, so we have a 2000 Lexus RX300 today. There's a couple issues with this car, but we're going to start with the simplest one. I think it's going to be the simplest one, which will be the brake lights aren't working. So it can only be one of three things. It could be the fuse, it could be the brake switch, or it could be the control module that's in the trunk. That might be a little bit more complicated, but other than that, like fairly simple. The other issues with the car are going to be like misfires and valve timing is off. So it's like, yeah, we're going to work on that later. I can always rely on my Sequoia for my handy dandy fuse puller, so that's always clutch. Alright, so our fuse box is located in the driver's side front seat. You want to pop this off, pull it up and pop it out. We do have the diagram right here. It shows that the brake light fuse would be this one, stop. It is a 20 amp fuse, so it'll be 3 to the right and 2 or 3 upwards. So 3 to the right and 3 upwards would be that 20 amp fuse right there. Pop that out. That fuse seems like it actually has just been recently replaced, so I believe they've already started to diagnose this, and this fuse looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that fuse back in there, move on to the next routine. Now we're gonna go to the trunk and we're gonna pop off these Phillips head screws, or sorry, 3, and this trim right here is going to just remove and be able to get out of our way so we can access the ECU in the back. All right, so using my favorite non-evasive trim tool, we were able to pop this cover off so that we can access this clip that holds it on right here, just like so. Comes right out. We should be able to give it a little bit of pry power, get this out of our way, you know. Now that we are able to get this panel out of the way, the module is back here in this corner, connected to this connector right here. We will pull this out and we will inspect it. Yo, so I don't know if you guys remembered my old workstation, but this is what I used to use to work on computers and gaming systems and phones. So I have my old setup, and we're gonna go ahead and take apart this box. It's just these 4 side clips that hold it on, and we're gonna look at the solders, which pin number 1, which is, I'll point at it with this one is cracking. It's just not fully connected, so we're gonna have to resolder that. I believe that is where our power is not connecting to the brake lights. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of alcohol, clean it off, and we're gonna get our solder ready to apply to that pin 1 contact. As you can see, I'm using a very thin solder. I do have my soldering iron warming up in the background. Now, I never claimed to be the best in the world at soldering, but I can make those contacts touch. Moment of truth, we're gonna plug this box back into it. I will start the car and press the brakes to see if we have any action. See if we have any brake lights. Brake lights, I see. Oh yeah. All right, guys. So we're actually really happy that this was the outcome. It wasn't the best possible outcome. The best one would have been just swapping out a fuse, but it did work out in our favor. We did have to solder the board, but at least we didn't have to replace the board, which would have been a couple extra $100 out of that man's pocket. So everything worked out. We got brake lights again. Stay tuned. We're going to do the video on how to fix all those misfires.